Yeah, no, well, okay, let's start this episode. That was just for the Patreons. I love the second camera. I really hope that it works, because I like just kind of looking at myself from this angle. Being like, hey, girl. I hope my hair looks fine. I can't really...
It does.
Okay, well... I feel like guys don't understand, though. Like, heterosexual cis men. Just to specify.
Sorry
like, yeah, I'm sure to you it looks good. But to you looking good, like, I'm sure that you've seen, like, a homeless woman on the street wearing, like, a trash bag, and you've been like, yeah, she looks good. Like, guys just don't understand. But to all my ladies out there, gay, straight, non-binary, whatever, I hope you're looking at the second camera if it works and thinking, damn, Allie's looking like a real snack right now. And I hope I am. But it's weird because I haven't... So, okay. Sorry to start the pod talking about my hair, but I'm going through a whole hair crisis right now because I've been blonde for a long time. About 3 or 4 years ago, I lose count, but a while ago, I shaved off all my hair because I was like, I just want to be natural. I want to have like my natural color, so if I shave it, it'll just grow back and my hair will be, you know, how God made my hair. But when you have a shaved head, it can be so boring. You don't want just a brunette shaved head. I mean, it's kind of fun, but then there's only so much you can do with little prickly head. So I immediately like colored it pink. And then once it grew out, I kept dyeing it blonde. So the original goal of shaving my head for it to be natural, like, immediately went out the door, you know? So my hair's been blonde for a long time now. And then I was getting bored of that. And my sister was getting married in August. And she was like, you need to have normal hair for the wedding. So I'm like, all right, you know, I don't want to cause drama in the family for this beautiful occasion. So I said, sure. And I was going to start going brown, brunette. You know, the ultimate curveball from me, because I've had all different types of hair. Shaved head. I had neon yellow tips at the end of my hair. I've had red tips. I've had pink, half dark pink, half light pink. I've gone through a lot of fun, crazy phases. So I thought, what would be the craziest thing for me to do now? And I thought, look natural. And so we started transitioning last month when hair salons started to open again. We did like kind of a semi-permanent brown. It's wanting to see how I liked it. It turned out to be kind of like this like copper, brown, red mixture of colors. And now it's fading out. But, like, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see, like, the top of my head is my natural hair color. So, like, the dark root is coming in because I haven't been able to get my hair done because all the salons are closed again. Oh, my gosh. So, here's my natural color at the very tippity top. Then below that, we have, like, this... it's hard to explain. This is, like, the part of my hair... I don't even know how to explain it. That was like kind of processed, but not like bleached. That's where my old root used to be. Like this, what formerly was my natural hair that kind of was processed and made somewhat blonde. And then down here is like, you know, the 3 years worth of bleaching it blonde that's now fading from this brunette color. So there's like, it's like a Neapolitan ice cream of hair colors over here. I kind of pull it off, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm not mad at it. It's just definitely not what I envisioned. I don't know what to do next with my hair. I just feel like I kind of wanted to shave it again. I had the urge because my sister's wedding got postponed, guys. Her wedding has been postponed. I don't know if she wants me to talk about this on the pod, but, you know, it's been postponed. And that makes sense. Like, how much fun can you really have when only so many people can come? And then you have to like worry about people's health the whole time. And if you're going to ball out, you got to ball out the right way. So I have time now to play with my hair more, maybe shave it again. Who knows? Maybe do a bob. I kind of want to get a mullet, but we'll see. I don't know. Weddings seem stressful. Even being in a wedding, showing up to a wedding is stressful. All aspect. It's too much. I was telling Anthony, I want to get eloped because you can do a celebration, a party anytime, you know? You can always turn up with the family and the friends. That can happen whenever. Why do you have to do it all in one day? That's a lot. Marriage license, some sort of religious or spiritual ceremony, and then the party. It's like, let's break it up. Let's make this a whole event spread across time, so I have time to change, serve new looks, have different hairstyles, have more money. Because when it's all in one, you're throwing all of your money on the dance floor. You know, you're dancing to some Bruno Mars song. There's glass broken on the dance floor. Someone always breaks a glass on the dance floor at a wedding. If I were to have a traditional wedding, plastic cups only. I'm not messing around with glass. It always breaks. Someone ends up with a piece of cup in their foot. That's not fun. And I take my shoes off at a wedding. I only wear the heels for pictures. You know, let people know what these calves are about. And then once we get inside, those shoes are coming right off. And I'm not bringing backup slippers or socks. No way. I'm letting loose. Everyone can see my feet at a wedding. That's the one event where I'll just show off these toes. These foot knuckles, you know. But, yeah, my old grandma, who's like 80,000. I don't know. Once your grandparents turn 80, at that point, they're like anywhere between 80 and 100, you know, after that. Like, how old is your grandma? I don't know. She's alive somehow, you know. I'm glad. She's great. But she's like 80 something, you know, she's up there. She looks great. But her and my grandpa eloped. And that was like back in the day, you know, that was naughty. They got married in Vegas. Like, they just got married in Vegas. Drove out to... Maybe they flew. I don't know. Did they even have airplanes when my grandma was 24? She was my age when she got married. And I think my grandpa was a little older. He was kind of a bad boy. He was, like, in the Navy, I think. And he had a tattoo. I remember that. He died when I was pretty young. But I remember he had a tattoo, and I thought it was so cool because he just had wrinkly skin and then, like, a boat tattoo. And, yeah, I think they got eloped just because they were poor. They had, like, no money, and they were like, well, we'll just get married in Vegas. And then they had a party when they got back. That's the way to do it. Here in beautiful Los Angeles. Yeah, my grandma's a gangster. I thought that was so cool. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, my mom always fact checks me on my podcast. She'll like text me the day after it comes out. She'll be like, that's not true. This is what happened. I only use that tone to make her sound like a bad guy when really she's probably like, actually that's not true. But it's more fun to, you know, add some drama, add some spice to the story. But she'll always fact check me. This is my dad's mom, not my mom's mom. So maybe she won't fact check me on this. But I'm pretty sure, my grandma told me this, I'm pretty sure my grandpa really liked my grandma because she had big badonkers. And I think that's pretty cool. We love a man who's transparent with his wants, you know? But yeah, I don't think that was the only reason why. That would be kind of messed up. But I'm sure, you know, I think that was a pretty enticing point. I know, I'm looking at that too. I don't know, whatever. Right? Or no? Oh, did you just hit record again?
Yeah.
Are you going to keep doing that?
No.
Okay.
Do you want me to?
It's up to you. Yeah, why not? Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna get eloped if I do get married. I don't know. I feel like I don't see myself finding someone who I'm gonna be stoked about being with forever. And I guess you don't, just because you get married doesn't mean you have to be with someone forever, but I don't know. I can't tell if it's like me blocking myself off from love or me just genuinely not being that interested in anyone yet. I'll figure it out maybe. I made a list of qualities that I want in a partner. That was my homework this week from my sex and love coach. So we made a list. I made a list of qualities that I wanted in a partner. I think it's a good exercise to do, because I didn't put loyal on the list. And she was like, hey, do you want to add loyal to the list? And I was like, it didn't even cross my mind. But I think that that's probably pretty important. You don't want someone just dicking around town. So I did add that to my list. What else was on my list, you ask? Number 1, family oriented. I got birthing hips and I want to pop out some babies. So that's number 1. I want someone who is going to be a good parent, who can cook, just basic. They don't have to be Chef Boyardee or anything. Is Chef Boyardee a real person? Is that a real chef? Man.
I don't think so.
If Chef Boyardee's real, please come on my podcast. I love your ravioli recipe. I love your SpaghettiO recipe. But I want someone who can cook some basic meals, I want someone who who knows how to fix cars or just knows basic things about cars. So if my car breaks and I take it to the mechanic, they know what the mechanic is talking about. Or someone who can do some woodworking. I think I want someone who can just help me fix things, What else was on my list? Someone who's cool, which doesn't mean cool, but just cool in the sense that they keep up with either pop culture or sports, or if I named a celebrity, they might know who it is. Someone who's kind of in the loop, because I don't want to be talking to someone who just doesn't get what I'm saying, because I think I'm pretty cool. So I'd like someone who's also cool in that way. They don't have to be the coolest person, but just cool to me. They know things about things. I don't know. And then another thing that was on my list is smart, which I think also combines with cool, not a ding dong. What else was on my list? Someone who's passionate and motivated. Yeah, I think that's pretty much most of the things that I care about. So if you're out there, DM me. But I probably won't respond because I'll look at your profile and it will frighten me. Sometimes, oh my gosh, I get some interesting DMs. But I appreciate it. I appreciate the attention. It's always nice. So yeah, that was my challenge this week and I did it, and now I'm just looking, I'm waiting. I was in San Francisco this weekend. There are so many cutie patooties out there. Wow. There's also a lot of nerds, a lot of nerd asses out there. They're cool. I'm not really into nerds. Not really my thing. I'm down to be friends. DTF, down to friendship with some nerds, but I'm not really too turned on by tech guys, tech bros. I'm not into fratty. I just spit so much. I'm not really into fratty bro type guys, that's just not my thing. I don't know what I like because I think I know, and then I meet that person, I'm like, I don't think so. But San Francisco was cute. I was just swiping away up there. I went on an 8-mile hike when I was in San Francisco. 8 miles. That's, the M&M of hikes. I thought that joke was going to kill. Whatever. Oh, God. How do you recover from bombing on a podcast? That's my question. Oh, boy.
I laughed.
I know, but you didn't laugh out loud. You just kind of smirked. I don't know. Yeah, if you could throw your computer, that would be nice. It would make me feel good. I haven't done live comedy in a while. I think I'm retired. I feel like I'm in retirement from comedy. I'm looking at houses in Palm Springs. I don't know. It is weird not doing comedy. It feels weird. It's kind of nice, having this break and like just figuring out who I am at my core, which I still don't really know, but it's nice having this break because I know that when it starts up, it's just going to be nonstop. So I'm kind of like allowing myself to just figure out who Allie is without comedy. Because I think sometimes whatever it is you might do, sometimes it can become like all of you, where like that's all the validation you're getting is like from your work in some people's cases. So I think it's nice to be able to like take a step back and be like, okay, when I'm not being like obsessed with how people think of me. Does that make sense? Yeah, like when I'm not like, because with comedy, you're constantly getting feedback about yourself in some way. If you make that who you are and all you are, then the feedback that you're getting from comedy is how I view myself. And I don't think that's healthy. So I think it's nice having this break and being, when I'm hanging out with friends and doing stuff, it's like I'm being viewed for just myself and not as a performer, you know what I mean? So it's nice, people still fuck with me, so that's great. I went to San Francisco. I flew up there because I don't think my car would have made it. The flight was nice. Everyone was wearing their masks. No complaints. And then San Francisco was very similar to LA in the sense that like most things are closed, but in certain areas it feels like COVID has never happened. Like people are out having dinner, whatever. And I stayed with my friend Alex. We've been friends since high school, and she's an accountant, so she helped me with my taxes. Good news, folks. Good news. I don't owe as much as I thought I did.
Awesome.
Woo! That's great because I really thought that I was going to have to start selling body parts on the web, I was about to give away organs, whatever. So I'm glad I don't have to do that, but I still feel like I do in some ways. It still is a lot more, but I learned a lot. I don't know if you guys know this. I'm going to teach you a little something, whether you want to hear it or not. I know money can be stressful, and feel free to just skip ahead, 30 seconds or so, because the government is just trying to fuck us constantly. They're just trying to take our money all the time. If you're on unemployment right now, guess what? It's not free money. Next year, we're gonna have to pay taxes on unemployment. What's the point? So annoying because the unemployment money we're getting is from our taxes. So we're paying ourselves and then we're giving money back. Like we're pretty much just constantly getting robbed by our government, which I think is so chill. I want anarchy, I want us to be like it would be chaos for sure, but isn't it already chaos? It's already chaos and we're just pretending. You know what it is? It's organized chaos. So it feels like we have things together and there's a purpose for everything, but really nothing makes sense anymore. The Federal Reserve, stop making quarters. There's yes. Because everything's gonna be pretty much just like through debit cards and stuff. Like eventually it will be a cashless society, not to be all like conspiracy or like Mark of the Beast or whatever, but like we will eventually become cashless because there's really no need for cash anymore. At least to my best understanding. I'm sure some people will be in the DMs explaining to me why I'm wrong, which is fine, but I don't know. It's just everything is already chaos, but we just think that it's not because we're told that this is how things are supposed to be and why it works and makes sense. I think we need to all break up. I think we need to all just start like selling furs and blankets, and I'll sell my hair. I don't know what my trade could be, but I think that that's how things... Did I tell you about why there's this saying, it takes a village? When like you have a baby and they're like, oh, it takes a village. Oh my God. I don't know why I thought of this. I think because I said selling furs and that made me think of like Cavemen. So back in the day, allegedly, I don't know how we're supposed to know if this is true because it's like so old school, but back in the day when it was like caveman times, I don't know the year on that, but do you think cavemen believed in astrology? Do you think that there were cave women who were like, you're not a Libra or whatever? I wonder if there were like crazy witch cave women. Anyway, so back in cavemen days, there's no condoms that I know of that were back then. So people are just busting left and right, spreading their seed around. And women were obviously objects. Not much has changed. I don't want to get political or whatever, feminist or anything, but women were pretty much just getting boned left and right by these dudes, gang banged, yeah, and I don't know if they enjoyed it or not. Who am I to say? Maybe they loved it, but that's pretty much what would go down. Is like a dude would see this woman, he'd bust down. And then some other dudes would hear that. This is what I've heard. I don't know how true this is, but it makes sense. Then some dude would hear the boning and be like, mating call, caw, caw. He would run over. Then he would, do his work in her. And then other dudes would hear. So everyone would just be busted in this cave woman. And, 9 months later, surprise, she's pregnant. Whose baby is it? The village. That's where that comes from. None of these guys knew if it was their baby or not. So all of the men would help the woman raise the child because they were raising it as if it was their own because they don't know. I'm sure there were some dudes who like had a, weird face and then the baby turns out like really beautiful and they're like, well, this isn't mine. But for the most part, everyone would help raise this baby. And that's where It Takes a Village comes from. It comes from a gangbang out in the wilderness. So you won't hear about that on Joe Rogan, let me tell you. Has he talked about the gangbang villagers? Probably. Did you watch? I was on a YouTube binge last night. One of the videos I watched was, it was like a clip from the Joe Rogan Experience where he's talking to like a hypnotist and they're talking about hypnotism. I don't know if I believe in hypnosis because it's pretty much just like, I don't know what the term for it is, but it's like almost like sheep mentality or something, or like groupthink, or I don't know what the term is. But we had a hypnotist come to my high school for our what's that thing called when you like graduate or something? There's like a night where everyone sleeps at school, like the seniors. Lock-in? I don't know what it was called. Oh! I don't know. Fuck, what was it called? The school would throw a party for all of the seniors on campus, and pretty much everyone would like sneak in alcohol and drugs, or people would like come on ecstasy and stuff. And they would set up like the gym and like outdoor area to be like themed. Damn, I can't believe I don't remember what this was. It was so fun, I think. But they would have all these activities planned, and I don't think you actually sleep. Like, no one actually sleeps, but you stay all night. You, like, pull an all-nighter at school. It's so weird. I haven't thought about this in forever. And we had a hypnotist come, and of course I volunteered because I'm like, I want to be on stage. I want to get ready, and I love the attention. So I go on stage, and the hypnotist is like, okay, are all of you guys, like, willing and able to believe in hypnosis? If anyone doesn't believe in hypnosis, like, just get off stage. It's not going to work. You have to believe. And I'm like, I'm staying on stage, I'm staying here. This is where I thrive. And so I stayed on stage, and he's pretty much being like, he's just telling you essentially, like, do what I say or else you're going to look like an idiot, and, like, no one's going to enjoy that. Pretty much. And so, of course, you don't want to be the one person on stage who's not ribbiting like a frog after he tells you you're a frog. You're not going to be like, no, I'm not. It didn't work. I'm not a frog. So, of course, you go along with it. You're like, ribbit, whatever. Yeah, so I was a frog that night. But I don't believe it because I think I've seen another hypnotist, but I think they all just do the same stuff. Because my dad got hypnotized to stop smoking cigarettes, and that worked. So maybe there's like a difference in hypnotism. Maybe there's like party hypnotists who like just show up to parties and are like, everyone's a fucking frog, and then everyone's like, ribbit, ribbit. But then maybe there's like actual psychological hypnotists who are like, you don't smoke, and my dad's like, okay, I don't smoke anymore. I've had another friend who did hypnosis for smoking cigarettes, but my dad now chain smokes cigars, and my friend hits his jewel. So I don't know what to believe, but this COVID has given me too much time to think about these things. And I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm learning a lot. Is it helpful? I don't know. Do you guys enjoy this information? I don't even think any of this is factual. But Joe had it and he was all, I don't know. I don't know what to believe. Are hypnotists real? I want to get a hypnotist on the pod. Have a hypnosis guided podcast, and then I can just say whatever I want and be like, I was hypnotized. So, how did I get there? You know what else I learned? I learned this on TikTok. There was a child therapist making a TikTok. You know, he doesn't have his credentials on there. He could just be like a PE teacher. But he was talking about, I don't know if any of you listening have kids, but even if you don't have kids, I thought that this was really interesting. He was talking about how here's the example. If a kid spills milk on the counter and you walk in there and you go, did you spill milk? The kid's going to react defensively. The kid's going to be like, no, I don't know what happened. I didn't spill milk. But if you say, oh, there's milk on the counter, or like, oh, is there milk on the counter? Something like that. The kid will be like, yeah, I spilled it. Because in the first scenario, you're kind of like shaming the kid and making them the problem. Whereas in the second scenario, the milk is the problem, not the kids. They're more likely to tell you what happened. I thought that was interesting. Yep. What else? I think I want to do school. I think I want to like take a course online, an online course. I kind of want to get back into sign language. I don't know what I want to do. I want to do something. I want to like learn something while I'm doing this, lockdown break. I don't know, kind of lockdown. I feel it feels disrespectful to call it a lockdown and then be like, I was in San Francisco this weekend. Oh, I was talking about taxes. I never finished my thought about taxes. Okay. So, I'm not like Dave Ramsey. Is that the money guy? Dave Ramsey? Gordon Ramsay's the chef. Dave Ramsey's the money guy. All moms like worship Dave Ramsey. Or that's just my mom. My mom's like horny for this financial guy. I get it though. When you're old and you have like a 401k or a Roth for IRA or something, guys who know money, old women, it used to be like George Clooney for them. Now it's like guys who know about money. I feel like George Clooney is both, so that's the best of both worlds. Dave Ramsey, I think that's his name. Whatever. Why am I bringing him up? Why am I bringing up this old-ass white guy? Taxes, yeah. But here's my money tip. I'll be the Gen Z. I think I talked about this, but I found out that I'm Gen Z like 2 weeks ago. It has blown my mind. I don't know if I like it or not, but whatever. I'm like right on the cusp. I'm like the old Gen Z who's like, come here, kids. I'll show you what being a Gen Z is all about. But I feel like a millennial because my sisters are whatever. Okay, here's the Gen Z guide to finances. First of all, you need a debit card, okay, for just floating money, casual money, shopping money, whatever. And then you need a savings account, okay? That's the money you're putting away. If you are an independent contractor, self-employed, whatever, if you're not working and getting a W-2, you need to be putting away at least 1/3 of each paycheck you get. So that way when taxes come, you have that money that you owe. I didn't even know that I owed taxes, so now I know, I got to put money away so that way I can pay my taxes and not be like, what do I do? So debit card with just whatever money, then 1/3 of your paycheck in a savings account. You do not touch that. You do not touch that, bitch. Listen to me. Don't even think about touching it. It's not yours. Keep it away. It's for daddy government to fuck you with later. Then I don't have this. I'm going to do it. I think maybe next week. We'll see. Credit card. Do you have a credit card? Damn. I do not have a credit card. I don't even know if I'll be approved for one, but I'm going to try. I need to get a credit card so that way the only thing I'm using this credit card for is business. So whatever tax papers I'm getting, like, for comedy and stuff, the only thing I'm using my credit card for is stuff for comedy. So, like, booking flights to do shows. Maybe every once in a while buying an outfit, a stage outfit that can go on the credit card. If I'm having a little business meeting and I get coffee, put the coffee on the credit card. What else? Notebooks, put it on the credit card. Pencils, pens. Maybe a computer, put that on the credit card. But here's the thing with the credit card. It's not your money. You don't have you have to pay it. You have to pay it. If you don't pay it, defeats the purpose. You're fucked. So those are my tips. Those are my tax tips, money tips, finances. If you have questions, don't ask me. I just learned that. But that'll help, I think. So I got to do all that. I'm thinking of maybe doing like a bucket list too. You know what I think would be fun? I come up with so many ideas that I do not follow through with on this podcast. But maybe I will. Just sometimes the moment's not right. I want to do like a bucket list and like have some people like send in suggestions of what should be on my bucket list. Because I'm not going to think of everything great. But like then just like do it throughout COVID while I have the time off. I think that would be fun. I don't know what would be on it. Like bungee jumping. I'd be so scared. Have you ever bungee jumped? No. Skydiving, oh my God. Both of those things make me want to poop my pants right now. I took the craziest poop today. Sometimes you're just surprised by your body. Sometimes there's certain things where you're like, wow. And today I don't want to get gross on here, but how else do you talk about that without sounding gross? Stop shaming bowel movements, okay? It was just interesting. I don't want to like get into describing it, but like I was just very impressed with what I was capable of doing in the bathroom, and that's that. I can't forget this. So you all remember and love and know Chappelle Lacey episode something of this podcast not too long ago, maybe 5 episodes back, 6. We went skateboarding very briefly. It was way too hot outside. But we went skating and we were just kind of like sitting, having a break. And we were sitting in the shade on this bench, just chatting. And this homeless lady walks by. And she seemed a little bit unhinged. She seemed a little loco. And, no shame. That's a tough gig to be homeless. That's hard. And she was carrying like a wrench kit, like a bag with all these tools and wrenches. And I was like, that's not good. That's not exactly what you want in the hands of a homeless woman on drugs. And she's walking by and, you just ignore it, unless it's someone that you're giving like money or food to or something. You just kind of are like, whatever. So I'm just like ignoring her, but she's walking up close and she's like, in my area, and I'm just like, okay, is she gonna walk away? And she doesn't. She's like, what did she say? She said, I'm gonna swing this toolkit at you. And she was close, and at first I was like, ha 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 ha. And then she started swinging, and I was like, ah! I like so quickly just flinched like this. I think if you have sisters, you're just like, you just like know how to like defend your coochie area, but also be able to swipe theirs too. So I had my foot ready. I didn't want to, fight or anything. Luckily, she went away. Chappelle kind of stood up, and then Chappelle's a buff dude. He's a big daddy. So that was enough. But I'm glad that my instincts were ready, I don't want to get hit with a wrench kit. Oh, my gosh. So I was just like ready, and
You really do that with your leg? Like,
yes,
ouch.
my first instinct was like to put my leg up just to like create a barrier, like a wall, between me and her, and then if necessary, then I could just, because I've been skating a lot lately, so I know how to pop and shove and kick and all the lingo that you use when you're a skater. So I was ready to just use some movements at her, but luckily I didn't have to do that. Her and her wrench kit were on their merry way. But I can't believe I almost got into a fight, which is maybe I manifested it because I've been wanting to get into a fight, but I definitely don't want to fight a homeless woman. I want to fight someone who's like a meanie. Okay, this one's just for Patreon. I have this story that is going to be cut out for you folks and just staying in for Patreon. Okay. Are you guys ready? And Anthony, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just gotta get your phone number.
Yeah. Or like find your address or something, like the way that guy found my mom's address.
Yeah.
Like, it's just scary. Okay. Enough of Patreon. Now back to the Poor People's Pod. I'm going to talk about how my legs are hairy. I haven't shaved my legs. It's so exhausting, and I wish I didn't care that my legs were hairy, but I do. I'm just conditioned. I had a new joke. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I had a joke about how I think all men want is like, it kind of sounds like Dalia's bit about dolphins, but it's different. Dalia, in his newest special, has like a bit about dolphins, like humping people and like having sex and stuff. But my joke is different because I'm talking about how I think guys just want women to be dolphins, just like be these like cute little hairless mammals, just like, like every time I'm on a date with a guy and they make a dumb joke, I'm like, it's funny if you come see me perform comedy live sometime. I shouldn't have wasted a fucking great bit on a podcast. I miss comedy. I'm doing an Instagram live show tonight. That's not real. I haven't written a fucking good joke in 12 months. What year is it?
How does that work?
How does what work? Instagram Live?
Yeah.
They just set up their screen. They have an account just for this comedy show.
Yeah. And
so their screen will just be like the name of the comedian performing, and then my screen, it'll be me doing comedy, and then they'll have like a tip jar, for Venmo or whatever, so people can like pay. And then, whatever, you only do like 6 minutes or something, and it's not good. I'm just doing it because, like, why not? I probably won't even end up like doing jokes on it. I'll probably just be like doing some dumb shit. Cause like how am I supposed to do jokes? I don't know. It's weird. It's so weird.
There's no audience.
There's people watching, but it's not. Like, I can't. I don't know what's happening. Then you have to like read comments to see if people like it, and you're like, who cares? So maybe I'll shave my legs for the show tonight. My big outing, a virtual comedy show. I just want to get laser. I want to get laser everywhere. I want to get laser on my toes, on my legs. I don't know why I do this, and it's so annoying because my legs are so white, and my leg hairs are so dark and coarse. So like even when I shave, you can see the pores. It's like these dark little circles all over my legs. It's a nightmare being a woman. Trying to be fuckable, but it's also very easy to get bony-ronied. Okay, let me check Instagram for these dumb questions and topics. Let's see what the folks have chimed in with this week. My brilliant followers. Okay, here we go. I'm going to see if anything good is on the Resting B Pod IG first. Okay. Okay, there's nothing on the Instagram, the Resting B Instagram. However, on my personal IG... How does one stop hating their voice? As you've mentioned, you've gone through this too. Yeah, I still don't really like my voice, like when I'm listening to it. It's kind of an annoying voice. But I think that most people don't like their voices. I don't think anyone loves their voice. So just, think of it as like a unique thing about you. I had this friend in middle school or like high school, and she would try and change her laugh every year because she didn't like her laugh. So she would like workshop laughs with me to find one that was like the most cute and like best. It was so weird. I think just own your voice because it makes you unique, I guess. Both of my sisters talk the same. Sometimes I talk like them, like when I answer the phone. They both have like very high pitch, like, hey, what's up? And it's so creepy. And this is just my voice always. If I'm at a wedding, a funeral, Papa John's, this is how I'm talking. I mean, I don't know. I think it's like really bizarre to feel like you have to change your voice. Because that's what my sisters do. No shade to my sisters, but they'll answer the phone and be like, hey, how are you? Oh my God, it's so good to hear from you. It just sounds corny as hell. Sorry, sisters. Weird conspiracy theories I've heard. Ooh, I feel like I've just heard one on TikTok and I can't remember. I'll have to keep you posted, but maybe, I don't know. I'll have to come back to that next week. Of all of the comedian podcasts, which one would you want to go on the most? I would want to go on Take Your Shoes Off, Rick Glassman's podcast, because I would be so excited to see how he edits it after. Yeah. And I think Rick is really funny and cool. And also Your Mom's House, just because I think Christina and Tom are so cool. I would just be scared that I wouldn't know all the references and I would be really left out and people would call me a poser because I don't know all the, like, inside jokes of that podcast. What's so funny, Anthony? You're not even paying attention.
I'm listening to you. I was laughing at you.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
Oh. Wow. Thank you. Someone said I look like the widest of privileged families. You're wrong, but I do look that way, I guess. Okay. What?
There's a segment on Your Mom's House where they just show really fucked up videos.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that, but
So
they always have like phrases.
I was just thinking your reactions would probably be pretty funny.
Yeah, Christina and Tom, I know that it's invite only, but I feel like you want me on. Like, I can just feel it. So let me come on. I want to react to videos of guys getting hit by cars at auto shops.
There's like a pretty cool one of some dude like...
Wait, well, don't ruin it. What if I go on and they show me this video?
Well, they show different ones.
Oh. But they used to only show that one video of the guy in the auto shop where the car runs into him.
There's a pretty cool one that Tom likes where dude's in a gimp suit and he's like swimming through a sewer and it's just all poop.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty cool though.
Have me on the pod. I want to do the pod. I want to do pods. I'm gonna, yeah, whatever. Okay, that's the episode. Wish me luck. Tell me what I should put on my bucket list. Put it in the comments of the YouTube. Oh, this week, I want to read this week's YouTube comments because there were, I think, some funny ones. I hope. There were some funny ones, I think. Fuck, I hope so. Okay, let's see. Okay. This podcast is about death today. Picks up a liquid death. This one was just a good idea. This girl said you could take the brow thing a step further by finding a person that would pay $15,000 for you to shave your eyebrows, but then for a limited time open up for anyone to counteroffer to pay you to then not shave your eyebrows. I think that's a great idea. Someone said if she commits, we'll have 4 to 6 months worth of Allie with no brows. Remember, my Venmo is, maybe that's how they got my...
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, someone said, you are the best, LOL. That might be my favorite comment from this YouTube. And someone else said, they replied to that comment, she really is. Wow. Thank you, Larissa and Huffut. I don't know how to pronounce that username, but someone said, down with RBP. Yeah, you know me. The thing you can be clear of is that you don't know. And that's true. If you die, you don't have to pay your taxes. They're not wrong. I've thought about it. You have some sick humor, but they spelled humor with the O-U-R, so they're British, which is cool. Or Canadian. They're not in the US. That's funny. Someone commented, if you die, you don't have to pay your... And then they didn't finish it, and someone replied saying, God, he died before he could finish writing this comment. Pray for Jason. That's so funny. Wow, so funny. You guys are great. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for leaving nice, funny comments. Thanks for rating and reviewing this nicely. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for leaving a thumbs up. Thanks for being alive and doing your best. And, oh, that's another podcast I would want to be on, Ron Funches. It's so positive. He's great. I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, whatever. I'll see you soon. Bye.